Welcome on into the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Colon, and he is...
JJ, baby. What's going on, Big Willie? It's good to see you, man. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, JJ, I love hearing your voice. It was good, man. It wasn't bad at all. Thanksgiving at my house was a little difficult, right? First and foremost, this is the first holiday for my family where we didn't have my mother, my aunt, and my uncle with us. We usually, my mother was the first to pass, then my uncle and my aunt passed last February. So there was a little bit of somber one, but overall, it was right on time, meaning that the food was good. Everybody had eaten, by at least 7:30, 8 o'clock. And
hold up. 7:30. Hold up now, Big Willie. You told me Keisha want to get started by 2 or 3 now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We ate at 2. But everybody that was coming over to the house was done by 7:30. So all the guests had come. Everything was done. That the kitchen and everything was cleaned up by 9 o'clock, and everybody was literally in bed by 9:30. So it was good. It was great to see the family come together and bring their own dish to the table. Right, like I was in charge of the deviled eggs and the mashed potatoes. We ordered a turkey. I know it's the man's thing to do. To make the turkey. Now, I have a bad track record when it comes to making a turkey. I have burnt the turkey before.
Hold on, Big Willie. You ain't burnt the turkey.
A couple years ago, JJ, I was staying in West Orange, New Jersey, and I and my brother decided that we, the men of the house, were going to take care of the turkey. Well, we did everything. We did a
Did
brine.
You fry it?
Well, I'm trying to get there, Jay. And so we did the brine. We lathered it up. We did the oil. We had peanut oil. We were going to deep fry this turkey. However, in the process of deep frying this turkey, my brain told me to, in the process of kind of getting the seasoning and the rub, I should coat this turkey with olive oil. That's a big no.
That sounds pretty good, Big Willie. What's wrong with they say that's healthy for you?
Yeah, that's the wrong thing to do. Coating the turkey with olive oil and sticking it in the deep fryer sent that turkey into another stratosphere. That thing came out like a $3 wallet. It looked like a leather jacket. It was pitch black. Idris Elba, Wesley Snipes, black. It was Black Panther black. That thing came out finished. And the fire, by the way, was so big that my neighbor, who was two houses over from me, saw the fire department, because we had to call the fire department because the whole thing was on fire. He saw the flames coming from my house, came over with a turkey, and said, "Hey, man, as soon as I saw the fire, I knew you had burnt your turkey, and it looks like you burnt your turkey." JJ, Keisha called the fire department. The fire department came over. They hosed. They kind of took it out with the fire extinguisher. I didn't have a turkey, JJ. If it wasn't for this neighbor, I wouldn't have had no turkey on Thanksgiving a couple years ago. I had at least 30 people in that house waiting on a deep fried turkey that me and my brother had prepared and cooked, and we destroyed it to the point where my wife said, "I don't think this is your thing. Let's try something else." Which
this is a TT moment for sure.
To my surprise, I'm pretty good at making deviled eggs. I'm pretty good at making mashed potatoes. I learned something about myself. I will eventually try to make a turkey, but my wife said, "Hey, the Thanksgiving is like the Super Bowl of all dinners. You can't mess this up." You know what I mean, Jay? You can't do it. So my wife said, "You need more preparation. You need more training, and until you get there, we're gonna hire somebody else." So I have a good friend. Shout out to Chef Curtis, who's a smoker, a barbecue pit master. He smokes turkeys. I called him up. I said, "Hey, I need a turkey for this Thanksgiving." He said, "I gotcha." Did his thing. The turkey was delicious. All the sides was delicious. I was proud of my family because for everyone that participated in the sides, the desserts, and everything that goes along with the turkey, everybody knocked it out the park. So I was happy with that.
Big Will, I'm just surprised that you got done and had a turkey where y'all had to call the fire department because the fire was so hot. Now, Willie, that's scary. That I know it's Thanksgiving, but that sounds like a Halloween type of moment. That
It
was
was
real
bad,
scary, Big
Jay.
Willie.
It was bad. It was bad because we only had one turkey. We only prepared one turkey. It was a big turkey. It was for about 20 or 30 folks. And a lot of people don't like turkey. So we knew we was going to have some left over. And I dunked that turkey, and that thing said, woof. And I was like, oh my God. What made it worse is, if you've ever followed those on Instagram or YouTube, they tell you make sure when you deep fry the turkey to kind of set the parameters, right? I
Yeah.
did this in my driveway next to a car.
Oh, whoa.
My wife said,
Well,
you
you
got
thought
to
you
be
had it all down pat.
Akeisha, my beautiful wife, said, you got to be out your ever loving mind. Not only did you burn the turkey, but you about to burn the goddamn house down? No. So I got put in the baby seat because of that. So Willie doesn't necessarily do the turkey. One Thanksgiving, I will be called back up to plate and I will deliver. But as of right now, me and my brother have been pretty much thrown to the side. We won't be touching the turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Well, Big Will, at least you gave them a show for Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure they were like, wow.
They got a show, and so did the rest of my neighborhood. My neighborhood was so entertained by it. My neighbor across the street from me came out with her 7 kids and just watched the fiasco. My neighbor down the block came over and just stood there with a cup of coffee in his hand and watched me sit in a lawn chair and watch the firefighters put out this fire. My wife and the rest of the rest of my family laughed and cried hysterically from the window as they watched the fire department take out this turkey. And so it was one of the low points of my life, especially in the kitchen. Wasn't it?
Well, we're going to make sure you're in an open field next time, Big Willie. We ain't going to let you be near the house. We just going to have the stitcher cord. No, we're going to have the propane tank. They got down it, the boiler that you put it in, and your turkey, and we're going to let you experiment like that.
Yeah, I'm willing to do whatever because I got to get my man card back. Because I want my son to see me make a turkey. It's the man's job to make the turkey, carve the turkey, and serve the turkey, and pray over the turkey.
Yes,
I did everything besides make the turkey. I carved it up, I prayed it up, and I ate it up. But I didn't make it, and so I have to go back and make sure I do my due diligence. How was your Thanksgiving, JJ? I want to hear how was your Thanksgiving.
Well, Big Willie, if it make you feel any better, I had a turkey made too. I got this guy by the name of Ronnie Hudson, and when I tell you
shout out Ronnie Hudson,
best smoked turkeys, woo! Matter of fact, I got a cousin named Troy Wells, and he told me, I used to tell him about this smoked turkey all the time. He said, "Cuz you can't taste no fried turkey." He said, "I don't want nothing to do with no smoked turkey." And when you taste that fried turkey, it just can't. It ain't nothing to beat that. I said,
100%.
So, cuz I went and got him. One day, the year before last, he said, "Cuz I'm gonna try one of them smoked turkeys." He said, "But I'm gonna get down and I'll get that fried like I always do too." I said, "Okay, that's cool." He went and got that smoked turkey and had that fried. He told me, got done, and he said that smoked turkey left quicker than any goddamn thing, and that fried was still sitting over there. He said he still had fried turkey left. He had none of that smoked turkey left. That following goddamn a year, Big Willie. He say, he told Randy, don't give him no one turkey. He want 2 smoked turkeys. And he been getting 2 smoked turkeys ever since. And they went back to the fried yet. That's how good them smoked turkeys is that Ronnie Hudson makes.
I believe you. Ronnie Hudson, when I come to Mississippi, I will be looking for your smoked turkey. So
oh my goodness.
And I'm using it. And I'm using the promo code JJ told me to come. Right? That's what I'm using.
And Big Willie. And I ain't just talking about no smoked turkey, you just put it out there in the smoke and everything. No, he shoots these ingredients and marinates this turkey for a whole day before he even put it on the smoker for 8 hours. So you got all the juices and everything and flavor that's up in this smoked turkey with just not a smoked taste that's off the grill, but you got all the flavor along with the smoked taste that you got with this turkey. As a matter of fact, I got film. I'm gonna have to show it to you, Big Willie. When he take the turkey out, you can still see the juices and the moisture up in it when you cutting it and you see the juice. I ain't talking about an old dry smoked turkey. I'm talking about when you see the juice coming out, Big Willie.
This bubbling out of there.
This a real smoked live turkey running Hudson, and he ain't getting nobody the recipe.
Well, Christmas is around the corner, so I may have to call Ronnie Hudson and tell him to throw a smoked turkey up to New Jersey, see if he can bless me with that.
That'll work.
JJ, I want to pivot. So everything worked out Thanksgiving. You had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes,
family good.
Family got together, had it over my sister's house. My sister fiance, she had all the family, the girls, me, my mama, everybody over there. My grandkids, everybody. It was just lovely, Big Willie.
Your Cowboys won too, so that worked out.
Oh, by the way,
your Cowboys
not just that, Big Willie. My daughter had the gender reveal.
Okay,
it's another boy, Big Willie.
There you go. It's coming around. It's coming around. God don't make mistakes, man.
No. Tell William he got somebody to play with.
Oh man, listen, I love that because I will be sending his little beige butt down there to JJ land, and y'all can have Camp JJ in the summertime, and me and his mama could go have some party time on our own. I want to pivot before we take a quick break. I want to say something that I don't think. Well, I'm gonna say this. I have trust issues.
Okay.
Do you have trust issues?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do I have trust issues? Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Sunday, right? I go on to cover the Jets. I do the pre and post show. Before I go to the studio, I like to get freshened up. I like for my barber to come, right? Clean me up so I look good for TV. In the process of me getting freshened up, my barber, who I'm going to, keep his name out of this, he came to the house and said, "Hey man, I'm a little under weather. My back hurts. I got the sniffles. I just need some water, Tylenol, and I'll get, I'll clean you up when we get going." Said, "Fine. Thank you for soldiering through this." Get him a mask. He takes his Tylenol. He gets some water. I'm in the chair. I get a little bit of the word in the morning. Then I turn on the NFL to kind of catch up on all the headlines. Fine. I'm sitting in the chair. We're talking. We're laughing. He's cleaning me up, and he's doing all his thing. Right. Now, as I'm sitting in this chair, I know that the time is starting to wind down till I have to be in the studio. So I'm like, all right, let's get going. He's like, fine. Does his thing, wham, 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 wham. I look at the mirror. JJ, I'm sitting in the mirror, and when the barber gives you the mirror, you're looking at something, you don't quite know what's wrong with it, but you know something's quite not right. Right?
Yes.
And so I'm sitting there like,
yes,
you did something. I don't have time to critique it, but it looks good enough where it's going to be okay. Right? Fine.
Oh, yeah.
JJ, I go to the studio. Barber leaves. Jump on air. The Jets lose to the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah. I'm in for post game, and I'm covering the Jets. Now, I went on a little bit of a rant about Aaron Rodgers and his smugness and his lack of him being what the Jets need to be on the winning side of things, and how the Jets season is pretty much all trash, right? And he's one of the main culprits. JJ, it went viral.
And he's the worst in the NFL. So if you're the Jets fan, burn the whole damn thing up. Burn the whole building up. Nothing makes sense because you promised me after Achilles that we were going to be better. Everything's worse than it was before.
I felt proud of myself up until I read the comment section. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, JJ, my hairline and the way it was sprayed in, I looked like a Mississippi pastor. The Beijing was Beijing. JJ, I still have it a little bit. He filled me in so dark and thick. It looked like I look like a Detroit pimp. JJ, the comment section didn't give a shit about what I was talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
All they kept was, listen, they dragged me for my hairline. One guy was like, listen, I want to hear what Willie's saying, but his hairline and this hairstyle is such a distraction. I've been getting dragged for the last 48 hours, JJ.
Hold on. Big Willie, your cast didn't tell you what was going on?
My boy, so that's thank you, Jay.
Exactly.
This is the trust issue part, right?
Yeah.
When I left this chair in my house, I passed my wife, my mother-in-law, even my kids.
Exactly.
Not one time did they say anything about my haircut and how atrocious I looked. On top of that, when I got into the studio, my main man, my brother in arms, Bart Scott, was like, damn, son, they laid you out thick. Your Beijing is Beijing. I took it as a compliment. I didn't think he was really going at me. JJ, I got on air looking like somebody took a paintbrush and just slapped it across my forehead and hairline. JJ, if you go to the comment section, I am getting dragged. So my point is to you what you were saying a little bit ago. Not my wife, not my mother-in-law, not the kids, not my right-hand man, Bart, not anybody in my 360 said, hey, man, I think the barber went in a little too much. I think his intentions were good, but that thing looks like flat-out tar slapped across your hairline. And so I spent all of Sunday on air looking like that, JJ, and I don't know how to feel about that. Because sometimes, JJ, and the reason I'm leaning on you for this is because you are somebody that takes risk with your hair, right? You are somebody who does funky designs and you don't care what people say.
Yeah.
But you expect the people you love to be honest about what's on your head. Either you care or not. I felt betrayed. I felt like my trust in the people around me weren't looking out for me. Somebody could have said, Willie, go in there and get a rag and rub that shit off a little bit. Nothing. They let me get roasted. I'm getting roasted right now as we talk. I can hear the comment section saying, getting roasted. Thoughts,
Big Willie, I just, Big Willie, he did say he was under the weather.
Yeah.
He did say he was under the weather, Big Willie. So, I mean, you gotta give him some type of credit because he told you, he wasn't feeling good and it just wasn't right. And, he had good intentions. And, sometime when you up under the weather, as a matter of fact, I got a partner right now that was under the weather. And he was talking about how somebody came and gave him some medicine. And he said he saw the person, but he really didn't see him because he was just so up under the weather. It's like like everything was just in a blur. So maybe Big Willie, he saw your hair and it was in a blur. And he tried to do the best he could. It's kind of like Michael Jordan when he's sick, and then Michael Jordan went out there and put up 62 points. Maybe he thought he was putting up 62 points on your head and giving you the best job he thought that he saw it, in his fashion.
JJ, the game was over before it started. I didn't know. And I looked in the mirror and I kept.
Akeisha should have told you. I'm just going to be honest. A woman noticed you before anybody did. Akeisha should have told you, Willie, don't walk out that house like that. And I ask Gucci all the time, do you ever pay attention to me when something ain't right? Like I tell you, nah, baby, that don't look right. So, we would think that our wives would tell us this, but it make you think, God dog, is you trying to get this good laugh from me too? I mean, what are you doing? And you thinking you going viral for talking about Aaron Rodgers, and all of a sudden you going viral because your hair.
The comments are brutal, and I don't blame them. And I'm not even mad at the comments because I was pissed off about it when those lights hit my face, and everything's in 4K now, right? High definition. So yes. I'm looking at myself talking, and I'm saying to myself while I'm talking, damn, that's nasty work right there, Willie. God damn. As I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers, I'm having two conversations. One about Aaron Rodgers, and the second one critiquing my haircut while I'm live on air, trying to put together articulate conversations.
Did you notice it?
Yeah, Jay. I noticed.
Or did your boy tell you before the interview, before y'all went on?
I knew it was a problem. I knew it was a problem when I got to the studio and I started to get dressed and I had to do makeup and I got underneath them bright lights and I said, God damn, dog. That shit.
Oh, you saw it then?
Then I saw it. But what am I going to do, Jay? I'm on air in 5 minutes. Like I have to go from the chair to the desk, put on my earpiece and my mic, and I got to do a show. What am I going to sit there and try to there's nothing I could do. I had to just bear it. And hopefully it didn't look as egregious as it felt in my head. And I was wrong. Everything I was feeling in my head was what the people saw. I talked to him about it.
Did you ask him, did you see these comments? I mean, what did he have to say when you asked him about it, told him about it in the comments?
Well, JJ, this isn't the first time we've had this issue. The first time,
dang.
the first time we were able to push through it. This one was so glaringly bad.
Are you gonna keep your same barber, or you gonna try to find another one? Y'all gonna
I
try
have
to work through it, big
I
one?
have two barbers. I have two guys. One guy I go to him, and my other guy comes to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, Jay. Because my second barber is like my dog.
You got to sleep on the Big Willie.
Yeah, I got to sleep on that one. So, but I got trust issues.
Well, Big Willie,
right?
I had a similar situation, but it wasn't quite like yours. You know, so Gucci, for some reason, she want to be called a parlay princess because she loved to go to the casino and gamble, and of course, she's been winning. And all of a sudden, she wanted to get up Friday morning and go back to the casino and get some more parlay tickets. And of course, she did pretty good this weekend as well. But Saturday morning,
Gucci.
Big Willie, yeah. And Saturday morning, I woke up, brushed my teeth, looked in the mirror, and Big Willie, I say, damn. I realized I didn't get my beard trimmed, Big Willie, and I get it done every Friday. And boy, when I looked in that mirror, I said, where did time go? The Thanksgiving festival, the weekend, everything just had me all discombobulated with so Gucci wanting to go to the casino, put a parlay tickets in. I didn't even have time for myself. And when I looked in that mirror, I told my barber, look here, man, I'm sorry. I know I come on Friday, but can you please get me? Because, boy, I was looking totally different. It's bad when you look in that mirror, Big Willie, you know that, oh, yeah, you need to do something. And that's how my situation was. So my trust issue was so Gucci got there and get me up missing my appointment. And I had to realize Saturday morning, I've been taking care of everybody else so much, I wasn't taking care of myself, Big Willie.
JJ, this morning around 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun was coming up. I had gotten up to pee. My son is in the middle of laying between my wife and I.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to get up. And as I'm laying there, I hear somebody laugh out loud. And I'm like, who the hell is that? And I'm thinking my wife is asleep, or maybe she's laughing in her sleep.
Yeah.
She's looking right at me, laughing. And I'm like, what the hell's so funny? She's like, they were killing your ass in them comments. I just can't get over it. That hairline and that haircut. My wife woke up this morning laughing about.
No, she didn't.
6 o'clock in the morning, woke up laughing about the people in the comment section and laughing that my big ass went up there with that slapped on paint job, like hysterically laughing for like 10 minutes. And all I could do was lay in the bed and just stare at her. Like, how could you? We're going to take a break. Come on back. The Wild Willie Podcast Show.
That low down. Woo!
Welcome on back. JJ and I here. Last episode 5 of the Belle Collective dropped this past Friday, and a lot had happened. Me and JJ are going to take a quick deep dive into the episode. We're going to tell you our feelings, if you will. JJ, I want you to focus on a word, and the word is triggered. Me and you were both triggered this past episode. JJ, you are somebody I admire you, and I have a lot of love, and I think you're one of the most genuine, authentic people I know on this earth. And I'm not saying that because you're my dog. I know that because I've hung around you. We've had conversations, and I also know I know you, right?
Yes, sir.
With that said, you don't get triggered easily. I think I have a little bit more of a short wick than you do. I've seen you tolerate, and dismiss a lot of shit just because you see things for face value and you know how to weed through the bullshit and you kind of laugh it off and move along. I, maybe just the way I'm built and wired, take a good 75 things sometimes personal. Others I've learned to kind of get build a callus and have tough skin about things. JJ, one of the things I saw in this episode that I thought is something I would like for you to explain is they had a scene where you did not show up to your daughter's baby shower. And it seemed like Selena and the girls were triggered by that, even though there may have been some dialogue about you not attending. You were triggered. Well, the family was triggered because you weren't there. Let me start there. And two, you didn't. I figured you were triggered because you would have showed up if you wanted to be there. But something kept you away from attending that baby shower. And what was it?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm glad you asked that, Big Willie, because the show gonna portray everything like they want it to be seen. And it tried to portray me as being a bad father, and I wasn't there for my daughter, and I don't want to be around my daughters when I need to be around them. And what I want the people to know is me and my daughters had a great understanding. And as a matter of fact, we talk every Sunday where they come over and me and So Gucci spend time with the twins and my grandchildren and have a great time. So for the show to portray, I guess they was looking for a storyline for Selena and Latrice because that wasn't the way it was. Me and my daughter Star had a great conversation and she knew exactly that I wasn't going to be there because we had that conversation. And I told her, Daddy just don't like to be around bad energy. I'm not feeling being around your mama. And I do anything I can for you, get anything I need for the baby. But right now is not the appropriate time for me to be in the surroundings of your mama, especially when they had, the peace bond on each other and everything and we're supposed to be around each other. Why in the world will we have a peace bond that's not going to be taken into consideration where we just gonna bust up and show up there like it don't even matter. So and I don't understand why the show keep trying to basically bum rush my wife into being in the same room with my ex because they even know the situation. And just to let the people know, I got my daughter a SUV. That's right. So she can take whatever she had at the baby shower. I bought her an SUV so she could take it back and have more room for her for my grandson that I already had, and for my granddaughter to come into the world to be in. And that's what the people need to know. And if they had to show more of the conversation from Star, you saw at the end, she said, well, I knew Daddy wasn't going to be here, but they cut all the other stuff out.
I know that about you. The girls and how you're being portrayed as maybe not the best father is triggering for you, and that's why I brought it up. I also want you to explain because there's speculation that maybe you're not all as well on your side. Are you and all the girls fine? There's no issues right now.
Well, to be mean, the twins are So Gucci. All of us are fine, but it's some things that got to get earned out. With Sanjay because it was a lot of things that were said on social media that basically shouldn't have been said.
She
And
said or you
as a
said, Joe?
father, she said.
Okay.
And as a father, it's certain things that not just a father, a mother is gonna that is only so much that you're gonna tolerate. And when you step beyond the means of doing what you taught, when your daughters or sons step beyond the means that they shouldn't step over, and you taught them better, the best thing to do is stay out of a situation because when you start taking sides, you start crossing bridges that's hard to come back across. And what's happening is, my daughter did so much and said so much that it's gonna take a longer process than it is, than it did with the twins for it to come around because it's a lot of goddamn it talk and a lot of things that need to be earned out. And it don't help the situation, when you're so close to your mom that you seeing how she feel and everything, and instead of just staying out of it, you start basically grabbing that same energy, and
Mm.
and when you might have your way of thinking and saying, well, you shouldn't do this, you don't do that, but see, people don't really know what's going on, so they can't say that. You can't say I'm putting my children over my wife over my children, because even in the Bible, Big Willie, it say God first, man second, wife third, and then your children. Because when you get married, you as one. And regardless if the people don't want to hear it, that's just how it is. Because you can't go against the grain. That's how it is. Now, maybe the ones that never been in this situation or never got done had to go through it or don't know no better might not agree with it, but the ones that know how the book should go, they know that's the real and that's how it's supposed to be, regardless if they want to accept it or not. That's the way God done it. The Bible speaks of it, and that's how it's supposed to be. And when you in a situation, Big Willie, you don't been in the street. I don't been in the goddamn streets. And one thing I have always done, that's the reason I'm blessed today. I don't give a darn what I don't like. I never disrespect my elders. I might not even like something my elders got there and say. They might not even be right all the time, but Big Willie, I don't disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? Because that when you disrespect them, you shortening your days, and you got done is supposed to got done and make sure that you got done abide by your goddamn senior citizen, got done and listen to your elders, got done and respect them regardless, because the elders ain't right all the time, but at the same time, got done it, you supposed to respect them. And it's all about respecting this situation. And Big Willie, that's the reason it's going to take a little more time, because it's a lot that need to be earned out.
Well said, Jay. Pivot. One of the things that popped out this past episode was us, the Bellmen, hanging out at your son-in-law, if you will's, barbershop. It was a great setup. Pool table, bar, me, you, Cliff, and Glenn. And the reason we decided to stay and lean on this word triggered, because I think this is the first time, JJ, where the camera actually saw me triggered, right? I think people are used to me being sweet, kind, and caring, and jovial, and happy, and kind of, I'm just Willie, if you will. This is where, sometimes people forget bears have teeth and claws, right? So as much as a lot of people say, oh, Willie's just a big teddy bear, well, bears have teeth and claws. And Cliff, this episode, and what's interesting about this whole situation is there's this perception that, and this is out of Cliff's mouth, that my wife, Akeisha, is jealous of Latrice, which is,
oh my goodness,
which is beyond
when I heard
hysterical.
that, Big Willie, when I heard that, I was like, what? Did this really come out of his mouth? Was he drinking?
Probably, but his logic is the reason why he feels I come at him is because my wife is jealous of Latrice. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. On top of that, first, ain't nobody looking at Latrice, right? Like my wife is a 10 amongst. She's amazing on a million different ways. But trust me, there is no jealousy, right? And no facet, in no way. With all that said, I try to understand his logic behind it. My wife is jealous of Latrice, so that means I got to come at you. Like I just didn't understand that. So we'll push by that. It's stupid. It's dumb. I'm not surprised it came out of Cliff's mouth. Fast forward, there was rhetoric of him, saying, I'm acting like a belle, right? I'm pretty much acting like a woman, and how I perceived it, Jay, and we use the word triggered. You calling me a bitch, right? You calling me a bitch without saying. You calling me a bitch without saying bitch.
Yeah, and
that's a trigger word for me. It always has been. I don't take it lightly. I don't even use it. I don't even use it plain. I don't like when I'm playing with my friends or whatever. I don't even use that word, right? Like I just don't, because I know how it's a trigger word for me. And I'll tell you a quick story. Let me tell you how much of a trigger word that is for me. My rookie year, Jay, right? So every team has a rookie dinner. Every position group has a rookie dinner where the rookie takes the vets and everybody out for a big dinner, kind of a rite of passage type thing. I was drafted in the 4th round, 131. We drafted another kid by the name of Marvin Phillips, who happens to be Aaron Rodgers' center at Cal at the time. He was drafted in the 6th round. We had a backup center by the name of Chucky Okobe, right? Chucky had played a long time. He was actually Drew Brees' center, and Purdue, he kind of made his hay as being a solid backup. Fast forward. I knew this dinner was coming. It had been talked about for a long time about how great this dinner. It pretty much is a big steak dinner with all the vets in your room, everybody in the room. You pretty much, they order and drink the finest and eat the best that the restaurant has to offer, and it's on the rookie's dime. That's the consensus of the rookie dinner. We do this rookie dinner at Morton's. A little backstory: Chucky himself had been hyping this dinner up for so long. Now, Meaning, he's like, man, they're gonna get you. They're gonna be buying big bottles, Louis the 13th, the biggest steaks, the best wine. I'm a kid from Hofstra University, a poor boy from the South Bronx. So Chucky, by the way, a little caveat, we're a part of the same agency. We both had the same agent. So I'm thinking Chucky is an ally. Somebody that would say, hey, man, this is what you should do, and this is what you shouldn't do. That never happened. Fast forward, we get through the dinner, right? Guys are ordering Louis the 13th, expensive bottles of wine, steaks and appetizers. They're lighting me up, right? So in my mind, it's okay. It's a rite of passage. Every rookie goes through this. It just happens to be my turn. And I'm also thinking my 6th round rookie, who's next to me, Marvin Phillip, is going to be splitting the bill with me, JJ, right?
Yeah.
As the dinner starts to wind down, what happens is you eat the dinner, you pay the bill, and then you guys go out for drinks and you kind of wrap it up and say, hey, rookie, you made it to the NFL type thing. Fine. JJ, the bill comes and I'm floored, because I'm now looking at a receipt that says $26,000. And I'm saying to myself, who's paying $26,000 for dinner? Like, what are you talking about? I'm used to eating, Salisbury steaks, right? So I knew this was coming. So I said, okay, Willie, you have your card, da-da-da. So Alan Faneca at the time was the head of our office line room. He's sitting at the head of the table on the opposite end. Everybody's kind of layered around him. Marv, my 6th rounder, my brother from another, I look at him, I say, hey, man, the bill's $26,000. We got to split this. He then turns to me and goes, I don't have that. And I'm like, well, you don't have to pay the whole thing. You just have to pay half, right? He looks at me again and goes, I don't have that. I said, Marv, well, you better have something because I'm not paying this bill by myself. He goes, Willie, I don't have it. My heart is beating out of my chest. I'm nervous. I've never seen a receipt that big in my life. Alan Faneca comes down, the head of the table. He goes, hey, man, I know this is rough. This is tough. But you just got to take this on the chin and all will be well. I'm like, okay.
Whoa.
Chucky, right? Chucky goes, let me see the bill. Let me see the bill. So I'm like, so I'm pissed off. I'm annoyed. I'm hurt because I'm getting stuck with a bill that I myself wasn't expect to pay alone, right? And I'm currently am. Chucky's sitting to the left of me, JJ. And he goes, let me see the bill. Let me see the bill. And I'm looking at my homeboys, Big Max, Juicy, Trey, all my guys. They're like, damn, dog, that's crazy. But they're looking at me like, this is the life, right? Chucky goes, I'm like, so Chucky reaches for the bill. So I snatched the bill. I was like, hey, man, just cut it out. Because at this point, I'm annoyed. I'm like, cut the bullshit, man. Like, it's over. I'm going to pay it, da-da-da-da-da-da. So he sees that I'm annoyed and I'm pissed off. So he goes, mind you, taking leftovers, taking bottles of wine. He goes, man, he's like, I don't know why you get everybody had to do it, right? Everybody had to go through it. What makes you any different? I'm like, yeah, whatever. So he's sitting to the left of me, Jay. So he stands up, puts his mouth to my ear, and he's looking at the bill, right? He goes, stop acting like a bitch. JJ. Why did he say that? As I heard the word bitch roll off his mouth, I stood up. And we just started throwing blows. We just started fighting. Bang, bang. And I get
in the restaurant?
And we were behind we're in a private room. And so we throwing blows. All of a sudden, I feel a big arm go around my neck and pull me back. And it's my left tackle, Marvell Smith. And then all of a sudden, they rush Chucky out. They rush him away. And I'm just kind of stuck there at the table. Everybody's like, damn, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. The cops show up because somebody heard the ruckus in the back and thought it was absolute. They needed a melee. Nobody in that staff could have stopped the Steelers' offensive line from tearing that place up. Right? No. Fast forward, man. We go to the bar, and all is forgotten. All is well. We move along. Right? Me and Chucky, we don't talk to this day. Overall, man.
Are you serious, man?
On my father's grave. Real story.
Wow.
So with that said, bitch has always been a trigger word for me. I don't use it. I don't play with it. I don't even allow it around me, right? I don't even like when women say it, but that's a girl thing and it's a woman thing, which I guess I guess it further fuels why I don't like it, because I specifically put it in a woman's category. I don't use it. That's what girls say to each other. Whatever. So to hear Cliff to go, you're a woman, you're a bitch, da 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 da, and I'm saying to myself, like, you have no idea who the fuck you're talking to, and me clapping at Cliff, calling him Auntie Cliff and all that other nonsense. That was just me standing up for myself and getting at him, right? I mean, he did show up with a soccer mom uniform to a barbershop, which was crazy. But we have to understand that there's some people, and I've said this time and time again, and I have to say it again. When somebody controls your emotions, they control you. And when I'm watching that scene, I allowed two people who I don't hate. I don't hate them, but it is what it is, right? I'm just different from them, and they are different from me. But I always felt throughout the show, I always gave them respect. No matter what our differences, no matter what odds, no matter what was said, I always felt like I led with a place of respect. At that point, for you to call me a woman, and what you really meant, bitch, in an all-male barbershop with the cameras on in front of everybody, I'm like, oh, you got me fucked up. To my point to it all is, for everybody out there, whether you're triggered by family or you're triggered by words, understand that sometimes when you find yourself getting there, it comes from a place of you're exposing your weakness. And you got to learn how to realize that you can't let people get you there. And there's more to come. And I won't say it all. There's more to come.
Yeah. A whole lot.
There's more to come, man. And sometimes you got to stand on business. And I felt like I had to.
Yeah.
And I did. Overall, man, I'm in this space right now. And JJ, we talked about this before I wrap this up, about protecting your peace, right?
Yes.
You've told me to do that. I've told myself to do that. And in the new season that's upon us in 2025, I will stand on that. I am protecting my peace, and I'm not going to allow people to knock me off what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go. And so the word triggered, I want everybody to listen to this podcast. What's your triggers? And find out why. Mine is because I feel like it diminishes me as a man. And I'm always respectful first before I am anything to anybody. And when I felt like you're disrespecting me, then the teddy bear is over. The claws and the teeth are coming out.
Exactly.
So learn your triggers. And if you do learn them, find out why. We're going to take a quick break.
Exactly.
Come on back. Why Willie Podcast Show. Welcome on back to the Why Willie Podcast Show. We're about to wrap it up. First and foremost, this past episode, we was able to show the world that JJ and I have a podcast called the Why Willie Podcast Show, something you are currently listening to. To all our new listeners, to everybody that's checking us out now for the first time, thank you and welcome. JJ and I love our wives, we love our lives, and we are free-spirited African-American men who love life and love to live life to the fullest. So continue to join us as we talk about anything and everything underneath the show. We will be recapping episodes. We will be talking about things that are going on in our lives. We will keep you up to date with pretty much anything and everything that's going on with us personally. JJ, we have some new members to the family. Are you ready? They got some comments for us.
I'm ready, Big Willie. Come on with it.
It says Tanya Beck, 8924 on YouTube says, thank you, Willie. You and JJ got some chemistry. Yeah, damn right we do. I recently learned of this podcast, and next to Kelsey Brothers, you are I'm just going to fill in the break, favorite. So I'm just going to throw in that. So thank you, Tanya Beck, for joining the Why Willie Podcast Show. Next, JJ, it says Star Tutor on YouTube says, this is good. I learned about it in the show tonight. I subscribed, liked, and hit the notification. So thank you to Star Tutor for joining the Why Willie Podcast Show. JJ, before I send us off, final words.
Believe in you. Don't worry about what other people think, because as long as you know who you are, that's all that matters. You can't please everybody. All you can do is please yourself. And keep tuning in to the Why Willie Show with JJ, because goddamn every week we're going to keep you entertained, and we're going to talk about what you need to know about every week.
I can't do this podcast, and I will continue to say this. I can't do this podcast without Brittany Smith. She doesn't always like to show her face. She's a little under the weather, but she delivers time after time. So thank you to the great Brittany Smith for producing, editing, and doing everything we can to make this thing a go. So thank you to B. Smitty. My last words, I think for everybody watching the Belle Collective, there is a message, right? And I think the message sometimes gets lost with the messiness of the show. JJ and I, Gucci and my wife, really want to see Jackson succeed. I have to shout out So Gucci, man, for really being in. You talked about the fire. She has been placed in the fire. She's been boiling. She's been in it, man. And I think she's done a great job of standing strong and really protecting you, her, and the family as a whole. I want to congratulate So Gucci for all the off the camera stuff she's been able to do with her real estate business, being more vocal on social media, continue to be her bright and bubbly self, and being the best wife she can to JJ Williams.
Yes.
I also want to thank her for being a great friend off air to my beautiful wife, Akeisha, because one of the things we don't talk about enough is that with all the relationships that do happen, some are real, some are fake. But Akeisha and So Gucci's relationship is 100% real, just like JJ and I.
Yes.
So I want to say thank you to So Gucci for being so goddamn awesome, so real, so passionate about life. And I think about So Gucci, the reason why So Gucci continues to get blessed, because she continues to live in her truth and be authentic. And I think that goes for anybody that wants to try to change their course. Be authentic, be true, stay in your business, stay out of other folks' business, and good things will happen for you. And that's it, man. Another great episode. Till next time, I'm Willie Cologne, and he is
JJ, baby. And tune in, because we'll see you next week.